toddler.
No, he said.
On campus, somebody.
Yes.
Or practice parents.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I don't.
That's in 5 years.
Right, I mean, he can barely carry his bag.
Probably has to.
And I don't have to go until the watch went off, and I put it, and it did, and I put it on his desk. And then I was like, I don't think you can carry that bag. Yeah, I tried to get Sierra to drive him over there. I'm like, you can do
Appreciated that, or I'm surprised he didn't give you his bag and say, "Hey, you carry it."
it. Yeah.
I'm sure the rumors are going at our house because I have a niece who is an EMT.
Uh-huh.
We had a family thing on Sunday and she drove the ambulance to our house. So I'm sure all the neighbors are like, listen,
Let's go.
I didn't get any calls. I was impressed.
right?
He got to the end of the sidewalk and he said he was already halfway there carrying the bag. I was like,
I know, I just stopped to this thing.
Yeah.
I think that's another one.
All right, I got 6:01, so we'll go ahead and get started. Before we start each meeting, we'll say a prayer and the pledge. If you would like to join us, you can stay in. If not, you could step out. Mr. Inskeep.
Yep, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the fellowship that we can have this evening and the time here spent with the school. We ask for the best interest that we have for the students and the school and the community here. We thank you for the rain over the weekend and the weather coming up. Just be with us and let us make the best decisions for everyone involved. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we call this meeting to order.
Mr. President, just a couple general announcements before we get to item B. Number one, we want to welcome Beth Swift. Beth is now our new board secretary, with Patsy retiring. Patsy's finishing up here this month, but she went ahead and said, Beth, you can do this tonight. So Beth's here for us tonight. So welcome to her. Also, we practiced this, but we are officially recording live, I guess, streaming live meetings. This is a new requirement of all state public meetings, government agencies, town councils, I think have to do it now, and obviously school boards. So that's what the screen's for. There is a link on the website, not that you guys can know because you're gonna be here, hopefully everybody else will, but for those out there, link on the website, it's the YouTube channel. Mr. Headland, Swift are kind of managing that for us, but people can come in and watch it at any point. Do we have anybody watching right now that you can tell, Mr. Headland?
Not, I can't see in the console I'm in.
Just so you know that's happening, and then also a requirement is that these meetings be archived, so people can go back and watch them through the website, and that's 3 months.
90 days.
So they've got to stay on the website for 90 days, and we'll just, filter those out.
And Becker's back up and knows how to do it all in case anything would happen.
Craig's my backup.
Yes,
He gets to come to the meetings if I'm not here.
pretty simple process, but a new requirement. Any other questions about that? How that works on the board?
Yeah, just one. So the 90 days, if somebody came in and requested something from 180 days back, I assume we give it to them. I mean, is there a
Should be
FOIA
deleted,
request for
right?
that?
So my plan, unless you guys direct me otherwise, is to make it unlisted off the webpage. So we would keep the content. If you want me to delete it, I can delete it. It's whatever you guys would prefer.
Can we make, I recommend we have it deleted after 90 days.
Yeah, we probably need to, we can bring a formal, or you guys can take action on it tonight. I don't care.
I
but-
check with the statute
Yeah.
and make sure there's.
I just know that we are not required to have anything out there after 90 days.
Could we do some research on that and then within 90 days, vote on it and
We got plenty of time. We'll bring it back next month, at least bring it. And Neola, to be honest with you, Neola I have not had a chance to do all the policy revisions. They may have some policy on this that we can choose from, look at. So we'll definitely bring that back to you before the 90 days are up. You guys can decide what you want to do on that. And then, okay, so additions. So the agenda that everybody has in front of them, that were here tonight, the red items are the additions. There are quite a few. I apologize. We've said a lot of things come in since the agenda went out Thursday. And on top of that, there's another addition that is not on the agendas. And that would be a personnel item. That would be certified staff appointment. So after MCE teacher Taylor Brown, I would like for the board to consider new item MCHS teacher Gina Giordano as a new appointment. I think everything else should be there. Beth, do you have that? Is that, I did not write that in.
I
on
wrote
the
it in.
agenda, but that came in like 3:30, 4 o'clock today, so. That's it.
Do I have any questions? All right, I'll entertain, approval of the agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda with the additions.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0, 1 absent. This time we'll take comments from patrons if anyone has anything they would like to address with the board. All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda.
Minutes, claims, 1 fundraising request this month and 1 study trip request.
All right, I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
So.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0, 1 absent.
All right, financial, couple items for you tonight. One is just a resolution to transfer some money from debt service to school pension debt. So Jessica's wrapping up what we call the Form 9. So every 6 months, we have to submit to the state, basically all our financial, all our balances, and we want to clean up that pension debt. It's been, if you've looked at your fund report, we've been running that negative for several months. We are no longer, I mean, we have that paid off. We just needed to make sure we transfer our money from debt service to get that zeroed out. And honestly, with you, once that's zeroed out, that's going to fall off your fund report. You're not going to see pension debt, hopefully, ever again. So we'd like to get that transferred, cleaned up, and zeroed out. So that balance zeroes it, right? That balance,
zeroes
that
it.
brings it to zero.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, I entertain a motion on the resolution to transfer from debt service to the school pension debt fund.
Move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0, 1 absent.
Okay, and this was something, I apologize, did not make your packet, but we've been waiting on something Patsy has for some time from the state, and she got it, I believe, Friday. And she was scrambling to get this together yesterday so we could get it out this morning to you. But if you've not had a chance more to look at this, feel free to ask questions. But we need to look at prices for meals for the upcoming school year. I can tell you that to the best of our knowledge, we have not raised meal prices since 1920. I think it's been 5 years. It's been since COVID. And it definitely shows when we start to research with some other school corporations. So we are recommending, this is Patsy, this is Chartwell's, and myself, we're recommending the breakfast be increased from $125 to $175, lunch from $2.15 to $3. Just to give you an idea, that definitely falls within the range of area school corporations. Randolph Eastern's at $2.85 for lunch, $2.85 for breakfast. $3.50 for lunch. Randolph Central's $1.85 for breakfast, $2.85 for lunch. These are the Chartwell schools. Jay County has $3.50 for lunch for high school kids. So I think that's definitely within range. And like I said, we've not done an increase for at least 5 years.
So something that we typically talk a lot about, like on taxes and things like that, is the amount of increase, not necessarily whether it's a bad price or not, but the amount of increase at once, and that's a pretty significant increase for a lot of our students who are challenged sometimes. Do we have any kind of plan of making an initiative for the free and reduced lunch signups and things like that more than normal? Because I think it needs to be very out and open if we do this.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot over the years. There are several people in our community that have a great amount of pride, and they just simply will not sign up for free interviews, which hurts them. And honestly, it actually hurts the school. We've talked about this before, not just because of the lunch money, but it just hurts us on other grants that we could apply for.
Pretty much everything federal is tied
Yes.
to that somehow.
Yeah. So we are constantly looking for ways to better promote that and to try to get better participation in that, because we generally fall right at the 50 and sometimes in the 40%, and we just simply know it's higher than that in our community. So, and to your point on the percent raise, yeah, honestly, we probably ought to just, instead of waiting so long in these huge
Do a little bit
spans,
every year.
just do a nickel or a dime, but try to do that every year so we don't just jump. But 125 and 215 are extremely low when you compare to other schools on lunch that are not. Some schools have free breakfast programs because they qualify. We don't have enough rent reduced to qualify for just a blanket, like we did in COVID, just a blanket free lunch or free breakfast.
How will we advertise the increase before school starts?
I think we'll probably have to do the alert. We'll send the alerts out. We'll email it out. We'll do a voice, I think.
Yeah, that would be one off by surprise the first week of school.
Well, and in every communication with that, if we can include the free and reduced, how to sign up, how to.
Here
how
are
to
the prices. Also a reminder. If you have any questions about applying for free and reduced,
Okay.
contact the office. Here's the information. Here's the application. Patsy's been great about trying to do that. And I know we just struggle every year with getting those applications in.
Any questions? I will make the motion to approve the cafeteria meal price increases for 25-26 school year.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0-1 absent.
This is just a credit card resolution that asked for us to change the credit card companies that we use. We are currently with Old National. This is not in any way tied to our bank, so it's not tied to First Merchants. We've used a credit card program through Old National, but Jessica's been doing a lot of research on this, and there's just a lot of hoops that we have to jump through with that she has to jump through with that. And also we get no incentives, none, nothing, no money back or anything like that, like you would if you had a credit card program. She's recommending, and this is something she got through IASBO, Indiana Association of Business Officials, a program that actually came from out of Illinois School Business Association, but it's actually through, oh shoot, I'm not going to get it's the Bank of Montreal, I think, Bank of Montreal credit card program. That's what she's recommending we switch over to. It does pay some incentives back, so. And a much easier process for her with statements. Because I have a credit card, Ann has a credit card, Ron has a credit card, everybody has to have their, and we have she has separate statements for every single item. I mean, I use my credit card maybe twice a year when we go to the school conference. But Ron's using credit card. How often you use credit? I mean, you're using it once a week. I mean, so this is much better system, and but it requires board action resolution to switch if you want to do it.
Any questions?
I move to accept the credit card resolution as presented.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0, absent.
Okay, personnel, that time of year, with lots of movement, moved in and out and around. So we'll take these however the board would like, but certified staff resignation. So these are your teachers, certified staff members. Adrian Mahaffey, she's leaving for going to work for one of her former principals in Muncie. Wish her well in that move. Erin Cooper, 25-year employee, just got to hand her 25-year plaque. Erin's been our SLP and was our special ed coordinator there for a while. Just a great person. Love working with Erin. All the respect in the world for her going to work at a hospital and Monroe, I believe. So great career move for her, and I wish her well. Lena Wines, super MC gal, graduate, tremendous heart for her program. Just wish her well as she goes off and does something different. Mackenzie Braun, kindergarten teacher at the elementary. Mackenzie Braun just finished her 10th year. So she is going to work with her husband, school life, kind of an incentive program, and we'll get to travel, and glad that they'll be able to do that. And then just came in yesterday, just kind of anticipating this because I talked to Steve and he was looking at some different opportunities for a career move. So he's actually taking a job at Warren Central High School. I believe it's Warren Central on the east side of Indianapolis. So those are your resignations for tonight. Good folks, a lot of experience there. Wish them well.
Everybody good to take these together? Yep. All right, I entertain a motion on certified staff resignations.
I will make a motion to accept the certified staff resignation as shown.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries 4-0, absent.
Okay, so on the certified staff appointments, and I'm Ms. Bly's here. She wants to speak to some of these. Mr. Middleton is not, so I'll just read through them first. So I'm probably not going to get these right. Sarah Jones is an elementary teacher that we're recommending. She is actually taking Ms. Mahaffey's position. She would be a first grade teacher. Kimberly Allred is our SLP recommendation. She'll be taking Erin's spot. Kim did her student teaching last spring with Erin. Comes highly recommended from Erin, so we were lucky to get her. I believe she's a Winchester kiddo, graduated from Winchester Community High School, so local gal. Wendy Anderson. Wendy's a former student of mine. Wendy went to Monroe Central. She is going to be taking Elena's position. Taylor Brown. Taylor's Yep. She will be our new kindergarten teacher. She's taking Mackenzie's spot. And then just added a few minutes ago here, we kind of locked this one up this afternoon, but Gina Giordano will be taking Steve's spot. Gina was a former teacher here at Monroe Central, English teacher. I believe left in 21 for Wapahane High School. And just a great gal, good culture lady. Very positive individual. She'd like to get back at Monroe Central, so we're excited to get Gina. So, Ms. Bly, you have anything you want to talk about? Anything?
We're just very excited about our new hires. Sarah, member of the community. We've had her kids here at the elementary and the high school. Great lady. She's chomping at the bit to get started. Kim, you already said student taught. She did a great job. Erin, have a lot of respect for her. And then Taylor Brown, 4 years of experience, new PAL graduate. She's very excited. She just came in this afternoon for a little bit to see her classroom and very excited.
And you said she is moving to Winchester, maybe? So
Yep,
she's
just moved to Winchester.
So if pending board approval here, I believe, teacher-wise, we'll be fully staffed at this point. I think we need another para, another bus driver. We'll talk about those here in a minute. Teaching-wise, I think we're staffed at this point.
Any questions? Right, I would make a motion to approve the certified staff appointments.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0, one absent.
Classified staff resignations, bus driver Eric Knott, MCE custodian Adam Willis, and then a preschool para Nicole Hannah. I think Nicole, I think her kids go to Winchester and she was able to get on at the preschool over there. So she just wanted to be on the same school, obviously same schedule and everything else. So I don't remember reading that in our letters. So those are your classified resignations.
All right, entertain a motion on the resignation.
I will make the motion to accept the classified staff resignations as presented.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0, one absent.
And I'm probably gonna need help on these later, so, I'll read them again. MCE para, preschool para, Ryland Butterfield. Corporation Daycare, Michelle Jordan. I'll speak to this one since Nick is not here, but high school registrar, so with Beth moving over to the central office, admin office, that opened up her position here. And Amanda, Covington, who had been working out of the library last year. What's her name? Cooper, right? Amanda Cooper, but she goes by Covington now. Nick's real high on her. I think she'll do a great job. MCE instructional assistant. This is the digital learning position, Kylie Smith. Corporation custodian, part-time, Aaron Cox. Daycare paraprofessional, Brianna Polans. Brianna's a student, correct?
Graduation in college.
Just graduated, right? 2 years.
2 years ago, a year ago.
And then MC paraprofessional, Nicole Higgins. And Renee, Sierra, and Ron. Anybody up there, anybody wants to talk about the highlights? Any questions from the board on any of those hires?
What other pairs do you think we need between now and school?
Right now, what I have on my list is we need one more, I believe, Cub Academy paraprofessional.
Preschool para.
And again, things change drastically when it comes to para as we get into registration and the first day of school. So
What
we
needs are
see where we are at, but right now, I think the plan says we need one more as of right now. I think high school is fully staffed. Elementary is still looking for one more para at the Cup Academy. And then as far as on the custodian side, we're still really looking for at least a part-time custodian. Yeah. And then on the bus driver, so technically we have 2 bus driving openings. I believe we're looking for at least one bus driver right now.
All right, any other questions? Everybody good to take all these together?
Yes.
All right, entertain a motion on the classified staff appointments.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0, one absent.
Okay, so every July, I ask for permission to go ahead and be able to offer and hire without board approval, basically anybody that leaves us between now and the first day of school, really between now and that first board meeting in August. So I just got to be able to give my principals, everybody permission to do this. So I will keep the board informed and we will go ahead and put them on the agenda for the August 12th meeting, but I can't wait. So if we have any resignations between now and the first day of school, then I'm going to need the permission to go ahead and try to fill those. So this traditionally the way we've ran this. If you have any suggestions or you want us to do it a different way, let me know. But we got to be able to staff classrooms. And we really would like not to have to staff it with a temporary or a substitute. It's kind of hard to persuade somebody to come and they don't know if they have a job for sure or not. So
Any questions on that?
it's worked well in the past, I think, and you boys have good communication with us, so I appreciate that.
All right, I'll make the motion to approve the permission to hire for the next board meeting.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0, one absent.
Games with guys, 25.6.
Yep, I submitted a list of dates for the school year on the last Friday of the month. I just want permission to use the elementary gym to do it again this year. It was great. We might get a bigger gym.
So we like it.
For cafeteria,
It
but
was cafeteria. I said, yeah, cafeteria. No, I want the gym.
It's a gym too. It has.
There are basketball. Yeah.
Mr. Inskeep, just asked to put this on there, obviously as a board member, we typically just approve these at the building and the admin level, but I think it would be appropriate for the board to, and also just wanted the two, I want to toot his horn a little bit, appreciate him doing this for us. It's a great community service. Yeah, look forward to seeing that cafeteria bowl on Fridays. Once a month.
Because I'm not tied to it financially, can I vote for this?
It's a program, it's not a financial.
What you need for the.
Yep. I don't see why not.
That's your call.
I give myself permission to use it, so.
There you go.
I'll make the motion to approve the games with guys, for the 25-26 school year.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0, one absent.
Okay, superintendent's report. I had some things, a couple things that are not on here right now. So we, believe it or not, we start school 3 weeks from tomorrow. So first student day is 3 weeks from tomorrow. Countdown is on. Registration. I started this last year, but no in-person registration. The offices will open back up next week at the building level. So people can come in, still, call, email, whatever they need to do, but really all registration can take place online. No need to come in unless you wish to. I think, well, what else on registration? That pretty much covers that. So staffing obviously has been a big focus, always is this time of year, but now we kind of shift gears a little bit in our office. Now we'll start working on the budget. Now that we kind of know staff, Mrs. Cheeseman and I, the next month, 3 or 4 weeks, hit that hard, and you guys approved those dates last month, so let's be hitting the budget. Kind of seeing where we're at on that. Now on to operations. So lots been going on the last 7 weeks since we've been out of school. Tremendous progress on these projects. I lumped them together up here on the screen just because they kind of required shutdown and water and everything else. But we'll start with the water pipe project here at the high school. Sawyer Taylor did a tremendous job for us. Again, you guys approved 4 laborers, if you recall, to come in and do the work. We bought the most of the supplies. They brought their own equipment in to do the work and those kind of things. But that took place there in June. Water was shut off here at the high school. Very smooth, went well. I know the board kind of did a walkthrough back in June, kind of looking at some of those areas, but at this point it's wrapped up other than just putting some ceiling tiles in. Did not replace all piping, but definitely, got everything from basically the boiler room out into the gyms, up toward across the band room, choir room. And the key here is, if you recall, not only we're replacing that galvanized pipe, but you got shut-offs now, so that if you do have a problem in a far reach, especially if you have a far-reaching area, Ron can shut that off. We can still maintain water pressure. We can still have water in the building. We don't have to go on a boil order every time we have a pipe crack. All right. So,
Did we get all the areas that were having problems?
yes.
Yeah, we added the kitchen while we were in there. I had to do all the hot water. That didn't make sense to open it back up again, so we won't have to get above the kitchen again.
So we're hoping that this will obviously pipes can burst at any point, but
And even if with doing the hot water, we were all within budget and everything too.
Yeah, we actually,
Switch to PVC.
that and they only worked up here 3 weeks. So we've got a week that we got credit for. So, but I used it at the elementary.
But we used it on preschool. Couldn't get to it in a minute, but
I poked around in there a week or two ago.
the water project is pretty much wrapped up. However, we're still on a boil order here at the high school. Well, now, I'm sorry, we are actually on a boil order campus-wide, hopefully through tomorrow or Thursday. But we had a scheduled power shutdown as part of the solar project. Of course, we've been on a boil order at the high school all month because of June, because of the water project. There was no sense in hiring Mr. Wyman to come in and do a bunch of tests when we knew we were getting ready to shut it down again. So we were waiting purposefully until the power shut down. The power shutdown was last Tuesday, Wednesday, and it drug on into Thursday. But by about, 2:30, 3 o'clock on Thursday, we were able to, we all witnessed, Ron and I went out and watched, turn the power back on. So I think we are hooked up, pretty well ready to go on the solar project. A few minor things here and there, and obviously the big one is waiting on AEP. But everything's on schedule at this point. We're gonna shoot for the 1st of August. Most of the work at this point is finished. Definitely we do not have to shut the power down again. So
We'll be able to see the kilowatt usage. I know we'll be able to see our bill lower,
Yeah.
but do we actually see
Oh, yeah.
what they produce?
oh yeah, they will have it's a little graph. You can get it on your phone. I will start sharing it probably every month with you so you can see it. I'm just hoping that August 1st we'll start seeing that. Meaning it's energized. So, anytime power goes out, it's a hassle for you at your homes. I know it is at our house too. It's a tremendous hassle at a facility.
Oh,
You know
100%.
what
Yes,
it's like. So Thursday, these two guys right here are bringing everything slowly back on after being off for 3 days. And you leave here Thursday night feeling pretty good about things. Don't even turn the chiller on yet because we got to wait 24 hours for that. And it'll be doggone if Friday afternoon, unrelated to any of the power shutdown, any of the solar project, we lose power at around 5:30 Friday afternoon. Of course, the band's trying to have their big event that night. And when we lose power, we obviously have no lights. We have no water. We don't have pressure. We can't keep pressure. So we're scrambling. I mean, it's just like when you lose power at home. Could be out 5 minutes, could be out 5 hours. We did not know. We did know though, thankfully Brent checked with AEP and we realized this is not just an isolated Monroe Central problem. Because I initially thought when I got word, I was like, oh crap, here we go. The solar's messed up and they didn't, all indications, this was a power outage for about, how many customers did you say it affected?
710.
So this was an unrelated issue. They didn't even come on site, so we know it didn't have anything to do with us. I think it was out for at least an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, somewhere in there.
So I hated it for Derek Braswell, the band kids. I think they were able to still do some things Friday night, but obviously bad timing on that. So because of that, we are still on a boil order. Test happened today, yesterday, and going to happen again tomorrow. We should be good Thursday. Ready to go. Power, water, back to normal. So, any questions on the pipe or solar power or water issues? Okay, renovations. So the two big renovation projects I've been working on this summer are the special ed classroom, which is nearly complete. Flooring's in, painting's done, lights are in, looks fantastic. Got a little cosmetic work to do above. It's not even a doorway now, but it's just an opening that went from the storage room into the workroom, if you remember how that works. So got an opening up there that Ron needs to fill in. But other than that, I think that room, I looked at it yesterday, it looks beautiful. Turned out great. It's gonna be a great space for the life skills kids. Have a restroom now, have restrooms, have water right in that room, so let me go. Preschool room 63. Ron alluded to this, but he was be able to use some of the Sawyer Taylor guys to help out with some of the plumbing, pipes, get all that going. So restroom is all piped up, other than obviously had set sinks, toilets yet. And the door frame came in, how many inches off was it? 4 inches from spec. So what you can expect nowadays, generally when you order things, but thankfully it's 4 inches smaller than the opening, not 4 inches bigger than the opening. So that's gonna put us a little behind schedule, but we'll continue to work on that. It's gonna be a great room once we get it finished, but
It'll still work with ADA compliance and all that being smaller.
I mean, it's literally, yeah, it's just the outside frame is.
So the door's the same.
The door is actually not, it's just the frame.
Gotcha.
So his opening is bigger than
Rough openings.
what he took out more than he would have had to.
Rough openings too
Had
bad.
they done it to specs.
Where they made where they welded the frame for the glass, they miscalculated.
I got you.
It's too narrow.
Can we do a walkthrough there sometime?
Sure.
See both of those.
I hope to take you down there on August 12th.
Okay.
Or if you want to come out, look at it before then, it's a great settle time. Right now, it's a construction zone, to be honest with you, but tremendous progress. Craig's got everything wired up as far as the AV stuff. I think the lights are pretty close. Don's got most of the lights in
Haven't done any lights.
lights in the bathroom, I think. Done. Bed in the classroom, yeah. Keith Lambert's on hold. We'll turn him loose on the plank as soon as painting done and everything, but it'll be a great classroom once we get it done. So that's renovations. Track. So the high jump area, that was, Vern was able to wrap that up this week. Finally got some decent weather to do that. Looks good. The athletic director, Kyle Beach, went out, said he approved. So it's regulation size now. Ron's gonna work tomorrow, this week, Thursday, Friday, on getting some straw blankets, because we're gonna have to get grass on that quick, because we gotta start watering the football field. So he didn't want to have a muddy mess, so you'll see straw blankets around both ends, where we took the high jump area out on the south end and where we added it on the north end. So plan is to bring the track resurfacing folks. And again, when we say resurfacing, they're not taking anything off. They're just kind of going in, like they're just filling in areas that look low, putting a little light top coat on it. I mean, it'll look brand new and then they'll restripe it, but they're not putting on like, they are putting that on the actual high jump area because it's just asphalt. But the track obviously already has a layer and you're just kind of filling in. That is supposed to take place the first week of August. So we're going to be back in school, but should be done by the end of the first week of August. So those are projects as of right now that we've been working on. Brent, Ron, you guys have been working hard. Your crews have. Chromebooks are here, have been. So not stuck on a boat out in the Pacific somewhere like we've been told in the past. What else you guys got?
Do I have anything else? All right, I'll just add, appreciate all the work that goes into hiring new people and all the work that's being done to have the buildings ready. So I want to hang on to whatever's left of summer, but also look forward to seeing the buildings and seeing the kids excited to go back to school when it starts. With that, this meeting is adjourned.
Yes.